With granny squares being so very popular this year, I thought it'd be fun to make a scrap yarn project, making a granny square market tote or bag with scrap yarns. So grab your 6.5mm crochet hook and any worsted weight yarn. I have collected all my scraps yarns and made several yarn cakes, so all my colors are very randomized, but you can use any worsted weight yarn. So let's get started. For this pattern, I'm making just a very simple 5-round granny square. I can show you how I make my granny squares, and then I am just joining them together with the join as you go method, but you can connect your squares however you want. I found a layout for this bag online, how you sew them together and how you position them all. So I will put that in real quick so you can see it. So we're going to begin with a magic circle. And unlike other granny squares, I do not begin with my chain 3. I just don't like having chains in my work. It makes it look sloppy to me. So I just begin with a chain 1 and then start with 3 double crochets. Instead of chaining 3 in my corners, I just chain 2, do my next 3 double crochets, chain 2, do my next 3 double crochets, and then I repeat that one more time. So in all, you will have 4 clusters of 3 double crochets. After you finish your last cluster, you're going to chain 2 and slip stitch to that first double crochet. Also, if you don't do the chain 3, it's easier to find your first stitch to slip stitch into. Pull your tail tight, chain 1, and turn your work. Begin in that first corner, the chain 2 space. Make 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets into that same space. To get to our next corner space, we're going to chain 1. In every corner space for this second round, make 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. You're going to repeat this all the way around, and before you begin your next corner, you're going to chain 1 and then move to your next corner. I'm going to chain 1 and slip stitch to my first double crochet, chain 1 and turn your work, and we're going to begin in that first space, which would be our chain 1 space. Make 3 double crochets. Your corner spaces are going to be exactly the same for each round, so just put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in your corner. Chain 1 to get to our next space. In that chain 1 space, make 3 double crochets. So you are just chaining 1 before and after the 3 double crochets. So before your next corner, chain 1, and in your corner, do the exact same thing you have been doing for every round. chain 1 till you get to your next space. In your next space, make 3 double crochets, and then chain 1 to get to your corner. You're going to repeat the same pattern all the way around. Chain 1 and slip stitch to our first double crochet, chain 1 and turn your work. And for this round, we're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing. In your chain 1 spaces, you're going to make 3 double crochets. In your corners, you're going to make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then after your corner, chain 1 to get to your next space. In that chain 1 space, 3 double crochets, chain 1 to get to your next space. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we will move on. 3 double crochets in that very first space, chain 1, do your corner, chain 1, go to your next space, which will be your chain 1 space, and make 3 double crochets. And this time around we have 2 chain 1 spaces, so you're going to chain 1 again, go to your next chain 1 space and make 3 double crochets. Then we have our corner next, so chain 1 and do your corner. You're going to repeat this all the way around, and at the end of the round you're going to chain 1 and slip stitch to your first stitch, and then I'll show you what to do next. I just finished off my 4th round. I suppose if you wanted to use less yarn for this bag, but have a smaller bag, you could just leave it 4 rounds or even do a 3-round granny square, and it would be a smaller bag, but you would have used less yarn. Since I'm using the join as you go method, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and I'm just going to slip stitch over to my corner. I'm not going to show you how I do the join as you go method in this video, but I do have a tutorial on my channel for that, so I will leave that in the cards above and link down in the description if you need to learn how to do this. So I'm just going to start my join as you go method, and then I will show you the layout for how you sew your squares together. This is a really great pattern if you just want to use up some of your scrap yarn. That is what I'm going to be doing. If you wanted to make your bag smaller, just take 1 round out of each granny square, so it can either be 4 rounds or 3 rounds. I'm doing mine 5 rounds. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this bag, and if you want to see a tutorial for the strap I'm going to use for this bag. And if you have any questions, not only about this video, but any crochet related questions or knitting questions, I'd be happy to hear from you guys. Please also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share out this video to your